Good evening to one and all. So up to in the last session, we discussed about AWS command line interfaces. We discussed using command line interface, how to create bucket, how to upload objects, how to create instances, how to stop the instance, how to run the instance. All those concepts we discussed using command line interface. Now, in this session, we are going to discuss about IAM roles and reports we discussed. That is, first we have to discuss IAM roles and then we'll discuss about the reports. If you want to link multiple AWS services with each other, at that time we have to use IAM roles we have to use. The futures for identity and access management roles are up to 10 policies. 10 policies can be assigned to a role. How we had to create IAM roles, how we had to apply the IAM role to EC2 instance. That concept we see practically. Now, I had to sign into my AWS login. Click on AWS Management Console. Sign into the console. Your mail ID and password you have to enter. Now I am connecting my AWS. The recently visited services are showing here. Now I want to create IAM role. So at the top services, we had to choose IAM. Here on left side, IAM, here on left side, see that under access management, roles are there. Click on that. Till now, 19 roles are there. Now I am creating IAM role. For that, click on create role. Then you select trusted entities. Trusted entity type we have to choose. You may choose AWS service. That is, it is providing the common use cases for EC2 service and the Lambda service. Right now, I am not explaining the Lambda service. I have not covered. I have covered the EC2 services. So that I am using the application, the use case, common use case, I am using the EC2. EC2. Or you may choose the trusted entity type, AWS account. That is, this is my account ID. See that 186. This is my account ID. Or if you want to choose another AWS account ID, we can click on this one. I am not chosen. I don't know the others. And if you want to choose the trusted entity type, web identity, then the identity providers are chosen. The identity providers, Google, Facebook, Amazon Cognitive, login with Amazon AWS. That is using, if we are using trusted entity type is web identity. Similarly, SAML 2.0 Federation also, it is providing some of the features. And custom trust policy, that is you have to write your own JSON code format and then you can attach the policies. Now, to explain this IAM role, I am using the AWS service I am using. The AWS services common use cases are providing EC2 and the Lambda. Till now, I am not explaining the concept Lambda. That's why I am not using the Lambda. After completion of the Lambda service, then we can use the use case Lambda also for creating IAM role. Now I am using the EC2. EC2. And then we can click on next option. That is, you have to click on the next option. Then you can create the policy. You can create the permission. I'm given the permission, the S3 full access permission I am given, full access permission. Put the tick mark, click on next. Here you have to give the role name. I'm given the role name is BCE role I am given, Vardhaman College of Engineering role I am given. Automatically description is providing in the short explanation for this role, that is allow EC2 instances to call AWS service on your behalf. The description is automatically it is providing the system. Scroll down, click on create role. IAM role is created. In earlier 19 roles are there. Now I am creating IAM role. What is the role name I am creating? VCE role I am creating. See that the role is there. VCE role is created. Now I completed for creation of IAM role. Now you go to the EC2 service. On search box you have to type it. Click on EC2. Go for the EC2 dashboard in Mumbai region. There is no running instances are there. Now I'm creating instance. Click on launch instances. I'm given the name, instance name I am given VCE Linux server I am given. Scroll down. I am chosen Linux, Amazon Linux I am chosen. You may choose any IAM image we have to choose it, the free tier eligible one. I can choose this one, second one. Scroll or first one also you can choose it. Instant type t2.micro. Key pair I am creating. The key pair name is VCE Linux server. The key pair name. Scroll down. And direct download .ppk format. Click on create key pair. Key pair is downloaded. Now in network settings, click on edit option. We have to select security group name. I'm given the security group name VCE Linux server security group I am given. Copy and paste it in description. Scroll down. I'm not adding any additional storage. I'm not giving any advanced details. Click on launch instance. That the instance is launched. Go for the instances option. The instant state is pending. Wait for few minutes. After that, the instant is in running state. Yes. Now the instant state is running. Select the instant. Now you copy the public IPv4. Is the instant public IPv4. Now for this instant, I am adding IAM role. I am attaching on that role, IAM role, I am attaching only one policy. If you want to link with multiple services, you can connect it. Already I told that in IAM role, up to 10 policies can be assigned to one IAM role. I am attaching the policy, only one policy I am attaching for EC2 service. Okay. Now I am attaching the IAM role for my instant, the VCE Linux server. You can select the instant, go for actions, scroll down, select security. Here you choose modify IAM. Click on that. Here in this we have to choose what the IAM role I am creating, VCE role I am creating. That's we can select it. Click on update IAM. Now in my instant, Linux server instant, I am adding IAM role. Already I copied for my Linux server instant public IPv4. Now you connect the Linux server using Putty software. Click on Putty software to copy and paste public IPv4. Select SSH, authenticate, browse the key, that is the key is in downloads. VCE Linux server key is there. We select that key pair name, click on open, click on open, click on accept. That to give login as EC2 hyphen user. Now it is connected. It is connected. Now, and earlier to use the services in AWS command line interface, I need the access key ID and secret key ID I need it. That is to use the services in AWS using the command line interface. Now, I'm not using access key ID, secret key ID. If you want to doubt, you can check the PPTs, PPT number 48. You can open that. I am using the AWS command line interface. I am using the access key ID and the secret key ID. In the last sessions, I explained. Now I am not using access key ID and the secret key ID. But now I need to create the IAM user in the command line interface. How we have to create IAM users in command line interface using command line interface? Just I can change the appearance. I am taken. Okay. How using the AWS command line interface, how we had to create the IAM users? You can write the syntax we had to follow. AWS identity and access management, create user is hyphen hyphen user hyphen name space the user 10 and 12. Before to enter, you can check it. The IAM user 10 is there or not? You can check it. Click on users. There is no users are there. I am creating the IAM user 1. Click on enter. What happened? What happened? It is showing error. That is, an error occurred. Access is denied when calling create user operation. The user is this one, right? That is in IAM role. I am attaching the policy only S3 full access permission I am given. I am not attaching the policy IAM policy. That's why it is showing an error message is showing. Or you understand? Error message is showing. While creating IAM user, I am attaching the policy S3 full access permission only. Okay? Or you understand? That's why it is showing the error. Now, I want to create bucket in AWS command line interface. Before that, we'll check it in your AWS account S3. Click on enter. Click on bucket. See that any bucket is created with the name VCE 9441. No. Now I am creating the bucket in command line interface, using the command line interface, how you can create bucket using AWS command line interface, that is AWS S3 make a bucket space S3 colon 2 slashes we have to use. The bucket name we have to give. The bucket name is VCA 9441. Click on enter. See that what the message is replying? Make a bucket with the name VCA 944. If you want to that bucket is created or not, how can you know that using command line interface? We can write the command AWS S3 ls. See that it is display the bucket names. This is one and this is another one. If you want to doubt, you can check it in your AWS account. Just refresh the browser. You can click on buckets. See that the VCA bucket is created. Here, I am not chosen the reason. That's why the default it is chosen US East North Virginia. On that reason, the bucket is created with the name VCA 9441. Right? Now, if you want to remove, those are the steps we have to follow to attach IAM role for your EC2 instance, for your Linux server. Now, I want to remove the IAM role to my Linux server. What are the steps we have to follow? On search box, you type it EC2, click on instances, select the instant name, go for actions, click on security, select modify IAM role. Here, instead of IAM role, we have to choose no IAM role. Click on update IAM role. And then here we type it detach. Click on detach. The IAM role is detached. Now, here you try to create the another bucket. I am detaching the IAM role to my Linux server in AWS. Now I am trying to create the bucket using AWS command line interface, AWS S3, make a bucket S3 colon slashes with my name. I want to create the bucket Peshadri 9441. Click on enter. What is the message it is displayed? Make bucket failed. Means I am detaching the IAM role to my launched Linux server. That's why making the bucket is failed. It is showing the message. Are you clear? Okay, fine, fine. Now, this is about how to create IAM role, how to attach IAM roles to the EC2 instances. I explained. And also how to detach IAM roles to the instance. I explained. Now, the another concept is IAM reports. For that, you have to go to reports, credential reports. Now, for this, you have to go to IAM, type it on search box IAM. Here, on left side, access reports option is there. Under access reports action, under access reports, the option is there credential reports. Click on that. Here you download the credential reports. That is, it is downloaded in CSV file. Open this one. See that. See that. What are the accounts is there? The root user account details only it is showing. Root user account details only showing. Now I am creating the another IAM user with the name. Is there any IAM users are there? See that. Right now there is no IAM users are there. Now I am adding IAM user, that is the user 1. Put the tick mark. Provide user access to AWS management console. That is, are you providing console access to a person? I am chosen, I want to create IAM user. You select the console password, custom. I have to give the password user @123. If you want to doubt, show password. I am not recommending user must create a new password at next sign in. I am not recommending. That's why I'll remove the tick mark. Scroll down, click on next. You set the permission for this user. I am not add to a group. I am not copy permissions. I am attach policies directly. That is, I am attaching the policy S3 full access permission I am given. The tick mark. Click on next. Click on create user. Select return to users list. Click on continue. Now the one user is created. I want to create the another user. The same procedure we have to follow. User 2. Select IAM user. Select the custom password. Password I am chosen. User @123. This is the password I am given. I'll remove the tick mark. Click on next. Attach policies directly. I'm attaching the policy for user to EC2 full access permission. I am attaching. Click on next. Click on create user. Select return to users list. Click on continue. How many users I am creating? 2 users I am creating. Now, in this IAM, access reports, under the access reports, now you click on credential reports. Now you have to download the credential reports. You have to open that CSV file. I have to open that CSV file. Wait. Okay, just refresh it. Okay. Now, on left side, under access reports, you have to choose credential reports. Click on this one, download, and open this one. It's only showing the root user details. Okay. For that, we are using the credential reports we are using, right? Those are about, actually, it is showing the IAM users also. I don't know why it is not showing. You try it. It is display the users list also. Okay. Now, that's about the IAM roles and the reports. Now, I need to explain in this session another concept is the S3 bucket with Winscp. With Winscp. S3 bucket, that is, I am uploading objects in S3 bucket using Winscp software. Winscp software. But then, what are the steps we have to follow? Now, I am creating the two users. The user 1 and the user 2, right? Now, for user 1, I am given the permission for S3 full access permission I am given, right? S3 full access permission I am given. See that S3 full access permission I am given. Okay. For this user, we have to note down the access key ID and the secret key ID for this user. How we have to note down? How we have to note down for the user 1 access key ID and the secret key ID? Select the user. At the top, at the bottom, the tabs are there. Permissions tab, groups tab, tags tab, security credentials, access advisor. You select the tab security credentials. Scroll down. Here, the access keys are there. Click on that. Here, we have to select access key best practices and alternative. You choose command line interface. Scroll down, put the tick mark, click on next. You have to give the name, that is user 1 you have to give for description tag. Otherwise, you can leave it. Click on create access key. That is, it is displaying access key ID. This is for user 1. This is access key ID. And the secret access key ID. I copy and paste it in the notepad. Okay. Okay. Now, I think in the third session, in my online session, I explained to transfer the files to the Linux server in my laptop to launch the Linux server to transfer the files. I'm using the Winscp software. I think if you are practicing that one in your laptop also, you are installed the Winscp software. In my laptop, the Winscp software is there. I have to open the Winscp software. Open it. It is asking update. Click on update if you want that. Upgrade. It's taking time. Or otherwise, you can update it. I no need. You try it. I no need for the updations. Winscp. Click on Winscp. Okay. Okay. Now, the file protocol default it is chosen SFTP. SFTP. File transfer protocol is there. Now, I need to transfer the objects to my created bucket. We can choose the file protocol. Click on that. Amazon S3 we have to choose. Here host name is s3.amazon.com. Port number it is showing default. Here we have to enter the access key. I am entering user 1 access key. For user 1, I am given the permission S3 full access permission. Or if you want to enter the IAM root account access key ID, we can enter it. You can enter the root account secret access key ID also. I am creating the user 1. For user 1, I am given the permission. S3 full access permission I am given. I noted the access key ID and secret key ID. I have to copy and paste it, this access key ID for user 1. Copy and paste it. And copy and paste for the secret key ID. Click on login. Now it is connecting. Okay. Okay. Here on this window, right side window, whatever I am created the buckets in my AWS account, those buckets are showing. See that VC 9441 bucket I am created. Double click on this. Okay, you can leave it. Now come to the left side. In your system information, here we had to choose on desktop. Vardhaman folder is there in my laptop. Select this one. Click on OK. Add it. OK. Now, in this folder, those are objects are there. I need to transfer some objects in my desktop Vardhaman folder to AWS VCA 9441 bucket. I need to transfer this object, copy image to, just drag and drop. See that it is copied. And then I had to copy this object also, nature image to, copy and paste it, drag and drop. Now the another one also, a copy. If you want to the another folder, if you want to drag the objects, you can select the folder in your laptop or in your system, browse it. You can select in this spacing, in D drive, in CCV, that is, for example, I want to attach the PPTs. Click on this, the unit 1, click on OK. Select add, click on OK. See that those are the unit 1 PPTs are there. If you want to upload the PPTs to my AWS account, the VCE 9441 bucket, just drag and drop. That object is moved to AWS bucket VCE 9441. Similarly, I need to move this one also, this PPT. Just drag and drop. It is moved. Okay. Now, those objects are there in my AWS account in my bucket. On search box, you type it S3, select S3, choose the bucket, VCA 9441. See that the objects are there. Objects are there. Now, default, I am creating the bucket using AWS command line interface. I am creating the bucket VCA 9441 using AWS command line interface. That is, I am not given as a public. If you want to make as public, select the tab in your bucket, permissions, choose edit option. You remove the tick mark, block all public access, click on save changes. To type it, confirm, click on confirm, and also scroll down. Scroll down. Object ownership, select edit option. Before that, just wait. I can open the bucket name, bucket. In this bucket, you have to open. I'm selecting the object. Just copy and paste the object URL. Open the new browser. Paste the object. See that it is showing the error. Why it is showing the error? I'm not make as public. That's why you have to change it. By default, you are creating the bucket using AWS command line interface. That's not a public. That's why I'm changing the bucket as the public. And also we can change it. And also you can change it in the bucket. You have to open, select the permissions tab, scroll down. Object ownership is there. Before edit the object ownership, what happened? We had to see that. Open the bucket. You had to open the object. See that if you click on the permissions tab, is there any edit tab is there? Edit tab is appear or disappear? It's not enabled. It's not enabled. For that, you have to open your bucket, go for the permissions tab, scroll down, object ownership, click on edit option. You have to choose ACLs is enabled, put the tick mark for acknowledgement, scroll down, click on save changes. Now, in your bucket, you have to open your bucket, you have to open the object, select the permissions tab. Now the edit tab is enabled. I am not make as public in beginning. Click on edit. Now you put the tick mark for read access. Scroll down, put the tick mark here. Click on save changes. Now you refresh this object URL. Now it is showing. See that. Now it is visible. Right? Those are the steps we had to follow to uploading objects in S3 bucket using Winscp software. Winscp software. So how many ways you had to upload the object in bucket, AWS bucket? There are three ways to upload objects in S3 bucket. What are the three ways? One I explained with practically using console. Using management console, you can create the bucket, you are uploading the object. That is using console option. The another way, you are uploading the object using command line interface. In previous session, I had to explain how we had to upload the object using command line interface. In this session, I explained the another way to upload the objects in S3 bucket using Winscp software. Winscp software. Those are the three ways to upload objects in S3 bucket. One is console, second one is command line interface, third one is Winscp software. Right? Okay. Now, any queries? That's the concept. From Monday onwards, I had to explain the virtual private cloud. How we had to create the virtual private cloud. Whatever you are created, the virtual private cloud, on that virtual private cloud, you are launching the instances. Similarly, you can create the subnet, right? And many more features we are discussed in next week. Virtual private cloud. After completion of the virtual private cloud, we have to discuss with the RDS concept, relational database system. How we can connect the databases using AWS. How we can connect the DynamoDB using AWS. After completion of that, I can explain the service Lambda service. That is the serverless computing I have to explain. Okay. Any queries? Raise your hand.